Good morning and welcome to Saturday, April 4th, 2020. And today's devotion is different again in that I'm just going to speak off the cuff. I don't have any notes, it's not pre planned. I prayed to the Lord and I said, Lord, just give me a message to share with the folks. And we're just going to go with it. And I'll still keep it short. I won't go as long as I went yesterday, but I really felt like yesterday was important because I had to get the message out regarding our understanding of what's going on and whether or not we should have fear or not and how we should react to the situation that we've found ourselves in as a nation. But another day has gone by since that devotion, and I tell you what, I went all day today without watching the news. Not one time did I turn on the news channel, and I feel great. I don't know even what they're reporting on anymore. I know it's 24/7 coverage of the pandemic, but I don't pay attention because there's nothing I can personally do about it. If they say that the death toll is up to a certain number, okay, is that supposed to scare me? Am I supposed to what should our reaction be to that type of news? If they say, well, this county in the country or that county is spiking in numbers of illnesses. Okay, well, if I'm staying home, if I'm doing what I'm told to do, why instill that fear? If I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and staying home, and the news report says, well, there's more cases in the county that I happen to be living in, well, that's just going to terrify me. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I just abstain from the news, to be honest with you. I can only speak to, I primarily watch Fox News, and they're just 24/7 on this thing. And I don't even know what the other channels are talking about because I don't go to their channels anyways. But no, it's not good news. It's not encouraging news. I don't think they're deliberately doing it to put fear into us, but I think it's a great marketing tool for them as a network. It sells. People want to tune in to find out the gossip or find out the latest, on what's going on. To me, it's fear driven, and I just abstain from it, and I feel great. I'm not worried about the pandemic. I do feel sorry for those people that are affected. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing my attitude toward it. There's certain things in this world that are outside of our control. And when you reach a limit where you try to control things so much, and you hit that brick wall, and you say, I cannot control things any further, that's when you have to back off and hand it to the Lord and say, Lord, please take it. I cannot carry this any further. I've reached my limit. And that's where you got to pass it on to God and let him carry it for you. And there's only so much I can do. I can do what I can do for myself, my own health, by staying home and following the advice that they're giving. But I can't control my neighbor from going out. And I'll tell you what, if I run out of food, or if I need to leave the house for any particular reason, I'm going to do it because it's survival. You got to do what you got to do, right? So I'm not going to worry about if my neighbor needs to run an errand or, run to the grocery store. Do what you got to do. I'm not going to run around and try to stop them and say, no, you can't leave your house. That's not my place. And I think so many people are, and I mentioned this yesterday, I think this whole pandemic, this whole thing that we're going through, it's a numbing of our senses. And I think it's a slow, gradual buildup to something bigger and more pronounced. And I'll just say it. I think this is a great prelude to the rapture. And by that I mean there's going to come a day where all the saved, all the children of God are going to be raptured out of here. And they're going to be called up into the heavens instantly. And even the clothes that were on their bodies will be just left laying there where they stood. Now, for us Christians, that's an awesome concept. That's great. I look forward to it because I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'll be living with the Lord. But what about those that are left behind? What about those that remain? They're going to have to rationalize what just happened. They're going to have to scientifically, because that's the way they believe, scientifically figure out what just occurred. Now, this whole pandemic, it's teaching us that some universal disease can spread around the entire globe and affect certain people certain ways. And it's scaring people to where they're staying home. In many cases, they're mandated to stay home. It's not the end all to end all regarding the rapture, but it's one step closer to people being their minds being numbed down to the fact where they'll accept just about anything. And just 10 years ago, if you ever told me or anybody that in 10 years from now you're going to be mandated by law to stay home, you could be arrested if you leave your house. I mean, those are extreme cases, but I suppose there are certain places in the world where that is in fact the case. But if you were to tell me that 10 years ago, I think you're crazy. Now, if you were to tell me that today, I'd not only believe it, I'd say it's happening. It's true. So when the day comes, when the rapture occurs, how are the people going to explain it? Are they going to accept it? Are they going to have some rational explanation for it in their minds? I believe they will. And I believe that this pandemic is just one step closer to preparing the minds of those that will be left behind to the fact that they'll be able to rationalize and try to have an understanding, non-biblical understanding, mind you, but an understanding, an earthly, secular understanding of what has just occurred. And if their generation, and I don't know which generation the rapture is going to take place in, I'm not trying to prophesize here, but each generation in society gets numbed, their senses get numbed down a little bit more. Every generation is more accepting of things that the previous generation would not accept. So when the day comes that the rapture happens, the mindset of the people will have to wrap their minds around what just happened. And they're going to have to think some extreme thoughts to rationalize it. But again, I think that this whole pandemic is part of that nurturing of the mind. It's preparing people to accept the unexplainable. And I think that's it's one more sign that we're getting closer and closer. The Lord is preparing the earth. The Lord is preparing his people. He's preparing the whole stage for one of the greatest moments that's going to happen on earth for saved believers. And that will be the rapture. And that'll be a glorious day for those of us that are called up. I look forward to that day, but I also dread that day, and here's why. Selfishly, I want the rapture to happen right now. Because I know if it happens right now, I'm out of here. I'm shot straight up to heaven, and I'll be with the Lord. That's what I want. But here's the bad thing about that. What about those that aren't called up to the rapture? What about those that get left behind? Those are the ones I feel sorry for. So, as much as I want to go to heaven now in the rapture, I want the Lord to tarry long enough that all of my loved ones, all my friends, all my family, those that I love and care for the most here on earth, have the opportunity to reach that point of salvation. So they too will be caught up in the rapture. Why on earth would I say, Lord, please come back today, now, if I have a cousin or a brother or a sister or another loved one or a close friend that's not saved? Why would I want to put them through that? So in that sense, yes, Lord, please come quickly, but tarry long enough for my loved ones to accept salvation. That's my prayer. That's what I pray for. And that's why it's incumbent upon all of us saved believers to spread the word, to share the gospel with people. Get as many people saved as you can, because the time is approaching. There will come a time where the line is drawn in the sand and there's no more. The rapture happens. There's no more Christians left on earth to reach out to the lost. And that will be the tragedy of the rapture. Albeit the rapture is a great thing, there is a downside to it, and that's for the lost souls. They're going to miss that opportunity. So that's why we, as we have time, the Lord's giving us time, take full advantage of it. Do what you can to spread the gospel, share the word of God to your friends and family and the lost and the strangers that you don't even know on the street. If you approach somebody on the street, pray, Lord, what would you have me do? So many times, and I'm guilty of this, Lord, I'm going to go do this thing, whatever it may be. Lord, please follow me. Please join me right, on this journey. But what if that's not the journey the Lord wants you to take? Is the Lord going to join you? Is that the right prayer to make? Lord, I'm going to do this. Please help me. Please join me. Is that really what we should be saying in our prayer? Or should we be praying, Lord, please lead me in the direction you'd have me go. Lord, show me the way you have me be. Show me somebody, Lord, that you want me to witness to. Instead of, I'm going to go witness to this guy over here because I think he looks like he's lost. I think I need to share the gospel with him. Lord, help me out with this. Or should I say, Lord, show me the person that you would have me witness to? Think about that concept. That's what we should be doing in these end times. Take full advantage of this opportunity that you have while you're healthy enough to communicate with others. Share the gospel. You don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to lose out on family members and loved ones and friends that didn't quite make it because you just didn't take the time to lead them to the Lord and offer them that hope of salvation. So that's my encouraging thought for you today, is recognize we are nearing the end. The Lord is tarrying for a reason. Take advantage of that opportunity. Share the gospel, share the word, witness, and help people get saved. Help them find the Lord, lead them to the Lord. So I will leave you with that. Thanks for joining me today. Not bad for a little impromptu message. I really didn't know what I was going to talk about, but the Lord just fed me what he wanted me to share, and I'm so grateful to him for that. It's awesome. When you seek the Lord, truly seek him, he will answer you. Jeremiah 33:3 tells us, call unto the Lord, and he will answer you and show you great and mighty things that you do not know. And that is so true. Call out to the Lord with a fervent heart, with true faith, and then watch the miracles happen. Awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a blessed day and a great one. Have a good day. See you later.